What's up, guys? 94% of the students who solve simultaneous equations feel one method to be going over their head. That is nothing but the cross multiplication method. In this video, we shall be using the loop trick to make that method as simple as possible. So let's get started. To follow the trick, you're supposed to follow just 4 rules. Always make the right hand side as 0. Fine. I'll tell you what I meant. If you observe this question properly, there are 2 equations given. Both the equations, the right hand side, meaning whatever is there after the equal to has to be 0. Now, what else can be asked? For example, we'll take a look at this question here. If you look at it, there are 2 equations. The second equation is absolutely fine, which means it has 0 on the right hand side. The first equation has some random number next to it. So I'm supposed to make it 0. So what do? We keep the 4x there itself. We keep the plus 3y there itself. We're gonna shift the plus 17 to the left hand side. It's gonna become minus 17. Now equate this to 0. This is the equation what is required for me to solve the cross multiplication method. Very important tool, should not be ignored. Now if you ask me what about the second equation, copy paste the same thing as it is. 3x minus 4y plus 6 is equal to 0. This becomes my new question. This you can ignore. Now let's go to rule number 2. Rule number 2 says always consider the signs. I'll tell you what I meant. For example, let's take a look at this question here. If you see, the sign next to 2 is plus. So if I ask you what is the coefficient of x, or what is the number next to x, you should not just tell 2. You're supposed to apply the sign and tell me the answer as plus 2. If I ask you what is the last variable, what's the last number, the answer is not 1. It's actually minus 1. Fine. Always include the signs. Now, how will this be useful? I'll tell you when we're trying to solve it. So that's the meaning of the second rule. Now comes the trick, loop trick. Please focus here. The main reason as to why people find this to be a nightmare is because this method is because a lot of things have to be learned. Nothing like that. So understand, when it comes to simultaneous equations, I'm supposed to get 2 answers. Usually the answers will be x and y. Fine. I'm writing both of them in 2 different corners. I'll have to frame a formula for x. I'll also have to frame a formula for y. Understand one thing. Cross multiplication method, the answer will always be something by something. Fine, which means it is going to have something called as the numerator. It's also going to have something called as the denominator. Similarly on y, it will be something by something. Now let's stick on to the x first. How to find x? The loop trick goes like this. Please focus. The first 3 letters of the alphabet in English are A, B, and C. If you see, I have not written the 3 letters in a straight line. There's a reason behind it. So according to this method, we'll forget all the other alphabets. We'll only stick on to these 3 letters, A, B, as well as C. Now, I'll just put lines like this in order to show you these 3 letters can get looped. Which means if I ask you what comes after A, the answer is B. What comes after B, the answer is C. What comes after C, the answer has to be A again. That is the loop method. Fine. It keeps on looping. Nothing else apart from that will be used. Now, focus. When you're trying to frame the formula, on the left hand side, I'm talking about for x. Fine. Always start off with the letter B. Okay. Ask yourself a question. According to the loop method, what comes after B? It has to be C. Got that? So I'll rewrite that. I'll write B. I'll write C. Put a minus. Whatever you wrote as BC, copy paste that again. Again BC. Fine. BC. 1 second, guys. We rewrite that. Now you'll tell obviously sir, it's going to get cancelled. Wait for a minute. Cool. The denominator, ask yourself a question. Now, in the first place, we wrote BC. We ended at C. Correct? We ended at C. So ask yourself a question. According to the loop trick, what comes after C? A. You will write that A in the denominator. According to the same loop trick, what comes after A? B comes. Fine. So you wrote AB once in the denominator. Follow the same rule as the numerator. Put the same minus. Copy paste the AB as it is. That is it. That's the value of x. Now let's try to find the value for y. Fine. Y, very simple. We're gonna start off with C. After C, according to the loop method, we get what letter? A. We wrote A. We put a minus. We copy paste the same A as it is and make it CA minus CA. Divided by. You know what's the good thing about y? Whatever was the denominator of x, the same denominator will be for y also. So we write AB minus AB. Now we complete. We are not completed, but 90% of the job is done. Fine. Very simple now. I'm supposed to add numbers below it. Okay. I'm supposed to add numbers below it. Now we start with the left hand side, which says x. 1, 2, 2, 1. Opposites. Same here. 1, 2, 2, 1. Same logic on the right side. 1, 2, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2, 1. So now the formula is read as B1C2 minus B2C1 divided by A1B2 minus A2B1. Now you might be wondering what is A2, B1, all those things. Not to worry. So by applying loop trick, rewatch the last 15 seconds. You will be able to understand as to how the loop trick works. Fine. We'll have to copy paste whatever is there on the numerator along with the minus sign. Now let's go to the fourth rule. The fourth rule says main formula should have visible negative signs, which means between B1, C2, there should always be a negative sign. That's what they mean. Now this is the formula for x, that's the formula for y. Understand what is the commonality between both x and y? The denominators. Fine. Now how do we remember the numbers? 1, 2, 2, 1. That's it. Now focus. The loop method is done. Let's try with a question. The question here says 2x plus 3y minus 1. First of all, this is my first equation. This is my second equation. Very, very, very important. Now, whatever we learned in the loop method, B, C, A or whatever, A, comma, B, comma, C will be for numbers only. Okay, only for numbers, not for the letters, which means the value of A1 will be 2, not 2x. X should not be used there because X is a letter there. Fine. I'll start marking the thing here. See, first of all, what I'm going to do, I'll rewrite them here. I'll write 2x plus 3y minus 1. I'll leave some space. I'll write x plus y minus 5 equals 0. Let's apply all the 4 rules together here along with the formula. Fine. So first I'm supposed to find the value of a. This is my first equation here. So this will become a, b and c. Sorry, a1, b1, c1. Similarly, this will be there's no number next to x, which means by default it is 1. So this will become a2. Why a2? Because it belongs to the second equation. That's why. So this will be again 1 will be b2. c2 will be equal to minus 5 and c1 will be equal to minus 1. How do we know this? Let's go back to the rules. The rule says always consider the signs. The loop trick, I hope you guys understood. Fine. So do not ignore the signs. Now A1, B1, C1, all those things are fine. Let's try to frame the formula without looking at the screen, behind. So X is equal to something by something. X always starts off with BC. So we write BC minus BC again. So what was the trick I told you? After C, according to the loop method, A comes. So you write that A in the denominator. After A, B comes. You got AB. Put a negative sign because the fourth rule says visible signs have to be negative. Copy paste the same thing. Are we done? Not yet done because I'm supposed to add numbers. What's the number pattern? 1, 2, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2 and 1. 1, 2, 2 and 1. I'm done. I'll start substituting. Careful guys. Along with the signs, I'm supposed to start substituting. What is the value of B1? B1 says plus 3. I'll put plus 3. Fine. I'll open brackets. C2 says 5. Sorry, minus 5. Because not supposed to ignore the signs. The minus was there as it is. B2, find B2, it is plus 1, cool. C1 is minus 1, careful with the minus there. Whole thing divided by A1's value is plus 2, cool. B2's value is 1, perfect. Minus, I'm taking along with the signs guys. A2's value is 1, B1's value is plus 3. Fine. Now it's regular algebra. X as it is on the left hand side. 3 into minus 5 minus 15. Okay, minus into minus gives you a plus. 1 times 1 gives 1 divided by 2 into 1 is 2 minus 3 times 1 is 3. This is my answer. I'll go one step further. Fine. Now you get the answer as minus 14 divided by 2 minus 3 is minus 1 gets cancelled. X times x is equal to 14. That's the value of x. 14. Now we found the value of x using what? The formula. Let's try to revise the formula for y as well. I'll use the left hand side here. So as I told you, y starts off with CA. So CA minus CA. I also told you the same denominator for both x and y. So x's denominator was AB minus AB. I write AB minus AB. Now am I done? Almost done. Numbers are remaining. 1, 2, 2 and 1. 1, 2, 2 and 1. Now what I'm supposed to do? Start substituting. Where are the values? Is there in the equation? Along with the signs, I'm supposed to take that. Fine. So y will be equal to C1's value is -1. Careful there. Use brackets. Please use brackets. A2's value is +1. Minus as it is. C2's value is -5. Use brackets. A1's value is 2. Whole thing divided by. Don't you think I can just copy paste the denominator from the x part? It'll be 2 minus 3. Got that? You gotta solve this to get the right answer. Now, -1 into 1 gives you -1. Minus times minus gives you a plus. 5 times 2 is 10 divided by -1. -1 plus 10 is +9 divided by -1. The answer will be equal to -9. So, x is equal to 14, y is equal to -9. This will be your first answer. Getting it? Don't get confused there. The denominator of both x and y will be the same. You should not get confused there. Important there. Fine. Next. Let's solve the next question. I'll repeat that. Let's solve the next question. It says 4x plus 3y equals 17. After applying the rules, you changed it. You will rewrite them. Guys, I am rewriting so that I'll be able to explain the values of a and b better to you guys. 3y minus 17 is equal to 0. This will be a. Again, why is it a1, b1, c1? Because it belongs to the first equation. I'm supposed to take it along with the sign. 3x minus 4y plus 6 equals 0. a1, b1 and c1 also along with the signs. Let's try to find the value of x. I told you x starts with the letter b and c minus bc divided by what comes after c? A. What comes after a? B minus ab. Am I done? Almost. Numbers 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1. B1 is 3. C2 is plus 6. Careful. Minus. B2 is oh guys, my bad. A2, B2, C2. Fine. B2 will be equal to minus 4. Careful there. C1 will be equal to minus 17. Whole thing divided by A1 is 4. B2 is minus 4. Minus as it is. A2 is plus 3. B1 is plus 3. Got that? Equals. 3 times 6 is 18. Careful guys here. Minus times minus gives you a plus. Plus into minus again gives you a minus. 17 times 4 is what is required. 17 times 4 meaning it will be 40, 28, 68. Divided by 4 times minus 4 is 16 minus 9. 68 minus 18, you'll get the answer as 50, but with a minus sign, you get a number. And here it will be minus 25. Careful. Gets cancelled. 2 is the answer for x. X equals 2. Okay. Now, to find y, I told you y starts with CA. You write CA minus CA and the same denominator as x. So it will be AB minus AB. AB minus AB. Are we done? No. Numbers 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1. See, careful here. Little smartness. The denominator just copy paste from the x part. So it will be minus 16 minus 9. Don't solve and waste time there. But for the numerator, you have to solve. C1's value is minus 17 along with the sign. A2's value is plus 3. Minus. C2's value is plus 6. A1's value is plus 4. Fine? That's how it works. Now, 17 times 3 are supposed to solve 51 with the minus sign. Minus 6 times 4 is 24 divided by minus 25. So 51 and 25 are supposed to add because same signs. So it becomes 75 but along with the minus sign. Divided by minus 25. Minus minus gets cancelled. The answer is 3. X is equal to 2. Y is equal to 3. And that's the end of the video. And this is how we solve cross multiplication method. Subscribe for more.